What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Monday, December 19th, 2022. Listen, I'm going to be on camera real soon, but before we get started, if anybody is going through any type of hard time, man, you feel like you're alone, you feel like there's nobody to talk to, you can dial 988 on your phone, and that will put you in touch with someone to talk to. Remember that as bad as it seems, it gets better. It does get better. So if anybody is going through anything in life and they need someone to talk to, please reach out. 988 is the number to dial. Man, oh man, we are back. I will be on camera. First of all, I got to go back. Shout out to you guys for supporting David's first show. David from Detroit Lions Forum hosts a show on Saturdays called The New Era Lions, and it was fantastic. He hit almost 1,000 views on his first show. We got the, Touchdown Detroit Lions. That will be hosted by Nick on Tuesdays, and I know he's super stoked with the Lions getting that W, so I appreciate you guys. We are monetized. That went into effect today. So I just got to say, I don't control the ads. I just tell YouTube to put them in, and they put them in. So I have no control over that. They put them in where they see necessary. They do it on my videos as well. So thank you guys so much for that. We were able to take this channel from 0 to 1,000 in about 9 weeks, and that's all because of you guys, man. And I got a lot of work to do this off season. I sit about 2 feet from my computer set up. I got like the back cave set up down here, and I want to start. Like, I want to appear on camera, but I want like a studio setup, so I want to be a little further back and some switching camera angles and all that other stuff. You know, the green screen is cool, but it gets kind of old because you got the lights beaming in your face, right? And I want to break from the green screen, if that makes sense. So I do plan on appearing on camera. I'll probably appear with the green screen until I get the setup because it's going to be a little difficult because I need to be back from my computer. And anyway, so this ain't y'all problem. That's my problem. I got to worry about that. But listen, the Detroit Lions, man, what a time it is to be a Lions fan. The Detroit Lions are 500. Can we just take a moment? Can we take a moment and just soak it in? I can't believe we're having this conversation that the Detroit Lions, after starting 1-6, are 7-7. I cannot believe it. It is like, I don't know, like the best dream, the best nightmare that I could ever have, that our team, and I was one of them. I was saying, you know, my thing with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes was, Dan Campbell was, what are you doing? Like, you're making dumb decisions. You're giving people games, and games are too important to give them away, right? You're doing it. You can't do that. You have to learn from that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to disappear because I was sneezing. But you can't give. So I was upset. I was upset at that, and I didn't like that. And those games are costly. And we were able to, right now, it's unclear if we were able to overcome those. But when it came to TJ Hawkinson, I was like, why would you trade him to interdivision? Why would you do that, right? And then you got this thing with the Minnesota Vikings where y'all playing, you know, ring around or knick-knack, paddywhack. Y'all just, hey, you want this guy? I'll take this guy. You don't want this guy? I'll trade him for this guy. And I'm like, you know, we got to face Minnesota for a while because Green Bay, they're just about done. They're just about done, right? So I was upset. I was mad, and I was saying fire them, but it wasn't on the spot this year. It was next year if we don't win. If we don't win, and now all of that's gone. Even next year, all of that's gone because this team has shown me that they can win games. And we didn't believe when Dan Campbell was saying that he got the guys. Because you know why? We've heard this before. Just last year, we had no receivers. We had Khalif Raymond. We had Brashard Perriman. We had Kadero Hodge. We had Josh Reynolds in the middle of the season. We had dudes that didn't make the team. We had Tom Kennedy. Like, we didn't have our number one receiver for the first half of the season was, I believe it was Khalif Raymond. It was like DeAndre Swift. The running back was the leading receiver. So it was hard, man. It was hard to be like, okay, you know what? These guys are the guys. Trinity Benson, yep. The Vikings have won the division, but we are the best team in the North. You know what? Melo Mo, we got to talk about that. You know what? Let's have our first segment because it's a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. But we are coming in today, and we're talking about the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. And probably the worst showing from any team I've ever seen in the Indianapolis Colts. Winning the division. Listen, this is how bad. The NFL needs to do away with ties. Ties need to go. They need to get rid of ties. I don't care if you have a kickoff, a kick out, whatever you call it. They need to get rid of ties because ties absolutely suck. The Minnesota Vikings won the division with the biggest comeback in NFL history in the regular season on Saturday after trailing 33-0 at halftime against a team that was 4-8-1. They come back. That team scores 3 points in the second half, and Minnesota goes on a tear. They send the game to overtime. That game took about 5 or 6 minutes from overtime. They have a walk-off field goal. The Minnesota Vikings won the division. I can't say congratulations. Good for them. But they were going to win anyway. With a tie against the Colts, the Minnesota Vikings would have won the NFC North. And that is the most lackluster way to win anything. You don't win, you don't lose, you tie. And because the best the Lions could be is 10-7, and at that time, the worst that the Minnesota Vikings could be would be 10-6-1. They would have won the division with the tie. Why are we talking about that? Because the Minnesota Vikings, they have Justin Jefferson, star, Dalvin Cook. I don't know. He liked to fumble that thing. Dalvin, to me, he runs pretty. He don't run hard. He runs pretty. You know who runs hard? Pacheco, Kansas City Chiefs. Dude runs hard. Like a steam engine, right? But we were talking about it. Potentially, the Detroit Lions might have had a chance in a different dimension to win the division. If the Minnesota Vikings would have lost that game, all you would have heard was how the Lions could win the division with the win out and a lose out. That's okay, though, because that's past. That's past. Minnesota Vikings had their T-shirt and hat game, the biggest comeback in NFL history. They can have it. And Lions fans, is it just me, or were you sitting up watching this game saying, man, oh, man, I hate to be a Colts fan right now. I'm glad that wasn't our team last week, because that's what I was saying. I was like, ooh, we beat them. We should have beat them the first time at their house. And the coach it's like they all went home after the second half. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Dan Campbell at the podium in 5 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Poole. We will set that up. But I'm sitting like, oh, my God. Because the Minnesota fan base was unbearable. Unbearable. And I couldn't imagine what it's like now. But the Detroit Lions, man, they had a chance to win the division. It would have taken probably, you would have had a better chance of getting hit, of winning the Powerball. And we know what the odds are with that if you played the Powerball, which I don't. But if you played it, you probably have a better chance to win the Powerball than the Detroit Lions had a chance to win a division, no matter what happened. But all that's over now because the Minnesota Vikings have secured the NFC North. And we got to hear Kings of the North. I'm sorry, y'all, but King is our title. We're kings of the jungle. We are kings of the North. They're winners of the North, not kings of the North. I don't know what's up with that, but man, oh man, way not to be an Indianapolis Colts fan. I made a joke. I said, listen, if they lose this game, all of them need to walk home. They all need to walk home 591 miles right back to Indianapolis. Nobody is allowed to catch any transportation. You're all walking home. Man, oh man, what a time, man. But the Detroit Lions, they had a shot, but that shot is passed. So Dan Campbell's going to be at the podium in about 3 minutes. I'm setting it up right now. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited because, Lord have mercy. Oh, no, Minnesota Viking stuff popping in my feed. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But doesn't it feel good to win? Y'all remember when we were 3-6, and we had a post-game show, and I said it feels good to win. Say it with me. It feels good to win. Right? Y'all remember that? It does, don't it? Feels fantastic. It feels great because winning is what winners do. And what we're going to do, too, after this press conference, we're going to bring in the celebration from yesterday. The celebration from the locker room yesterday was something that really, it made me tear up a little bit, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm a man. I can be a man. Men cry. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I teared up a little bit, man. Seeing my team, these guys fighting for each other the way they were. Supporting each other the way that they were. I teared up, man. I'm not going to lie. Because I said, man, this team here, man, these guys are playing for each other. They are playing for each other, and it was fantastic to see. And I am excited about this team. But we're going to wait until Lions Mania said he got a question for me. What's up, man? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, we did this the other day. Lions Fan Express is so proud of how the Lions have turned the season around. I had them at 9-8. They might even exceed those expectations. Yeah, you know what, Lions fans? That's where I had it as well. Lion says, Derek, shout out to you and David Pike for your support of Jared Goff. They can win a Super Bowl with this guy. Yeah, you know what? Lion, appreciate that, man. David Pike he the one that bring all the stats and stuff like that. Like, you can't, he made a video today and he talked about it, man, and I had to agree with him. Like, you don't like the guy because you don't like the guy. He said you don't like the guy because he's not flashy. He doesn't make the big-time plays. And I'm like, okay, but we had a guy that was flashy and made big-time plays, and what happened? He went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl. We had Calvin Johnson, who nobody could really guard. He might have got locked down a couple times, but did you really lock Calvin Johnson down? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But Jared Goff, and the thing about yesterday, and we're always talking about this guy, I think because we don't have anything else to do. I think we want to find something wrong. Did he miss Jamison Williams? Yes. Did he take accountability for that? Yes. Would it have been a touchdown? Yes. Jamison Williams is on his third game. On his third game. It was a pretty ball. It was underthrown. He let the read catch up to him. Jared Goff took accountability for that throw, and you're talking about, and you're like, oh, I don't want, Jamison Williams needs to sit all season. He needs to sit. For what? Why does Jamison Williams need to sit? You see what's needed between him and his quarterback, chemistry. I'm telling you what, Jamison Williams is a fast dude. And Jared Goff has to get used to that. He had all the time in the world. He stepped up in the pocket and threw a nice ball. It was just underthrown. And because of that, the defender caught up to him. We got to act like listen, Jared Goff didn't come to this team and become bad. He was throwing prettier balls than that in L.A. Man, Khalif says, you making another vid for the press conference. You mean no, we're going to be on live right now. We're just going to bring it in like we always do. Vincent says, Raymond's speech after he got the game ball was real glimpse of this team mentality. So Khalif Raymond, man, and we'll probably make a video about this. The Lions, they always late, bro. They always late. So here's what I'll do. Don't leave. I'll make a video. And when it starts, I got to pull it up. So when it starts, I'll finish the segment and then we'll bring it in. But they always late, man. They always late. Khalif Raymond got the game ball for the Detroit Lions yesterday. And this guy is a story. Khalif Raymond, they had an under the helmet where he proposed to his longtime girlfriend. Congratulations to them. It was before the season. He's been on, y'all know that Khalif was undrafted 2016. And he played, Khalif. His name is Khalif Raymond. I think we've been saying it wrong the whole time. Drafted in 2016. Undrafted, and played for 7 different teams. 7 different teams. That is almost a fourth of the league. And I think he found a home. And the thing about it is, when the offseason was here, before we re-signed him, I think we signed him for a 2-year deal. In the offseason, we was like, oh, man, we don't know if Khalif going to be here. We don't know. He might not make it. We got all these receivers. Who's going to, Cephas or Raymond? They both stayed. But the difference of this game yesterday was his his punt return. And I realized, and I heard during the broadcast, that was his first one. That was his first one. JGB. All right, so he popped up. Way to do it. Way to do it, Dan Campbell. Way to pop up during the segment. So we'll bring this in. We'll bring in Coach Campbell. All right. As soon as I can skip this ad here. All right, here's Dan Campbell at the podium. Hopefully they got the audio right today.
All right, good afternoon. Nothing new to speak of. It's a tough fought game, and our guys came out, the victory. Those guys over there for the Jets, they played hard. They had a lot to play for, just like we did. And so, we pulled it out. I was proud of our guys.
What jumped out at you had strung together some kind of dominant wins before that. So to get one where you're not at your best, what's that do for you going forward, where the guys understand you're capable of that?
Yeah, look, every time you win a close game, you learn how to in those moments, man. I mentioned this last night, but to be able to be very disciplined in those moments, that's what the winning teams do. That's what players that can produce in high stress situations do, and we were able to do that, even though there was bits and pieces of that game that weren't up to our standards, man. When we needed it, we made those plays. So look, I would tell you this, and I told the team, shoot, the last 2 weeks I would have told you Jacksonville and the Jets is going to come down the last 2 minutes. Minnesota, Jacksonville, Minnesota is going to come down the last 2 minutes. It didn't, but you would anticipate that. That's just the nature of the league and the way it goes. So, we didn't get in those situations. We found different ways to win, and now you get into more of what really this league's about, and we found a way to win. So those will always serve you well.
You mentioned yesterday there are some things you obviously wanted to clean up. When you threw on the tape today, maybe offensively and defensively, what was something that jumped out that you really want to take care of heading into Carolina?
Yeah, well, look, offensively, there was a couple of things in there, just us targeting, believe it or not, just, exactly identifying that we're all on the same page as to where we're going, because we say it all the time here, even if you're wrong, then we're all wrong. And as long as we're all wrong, then we're all right. And so we had a couple of where I think you're going there, I'm supposed to go in here, or you going there, I'm not, stuff that we haven't really done the last few weeks, that should be things that should be behind us. So just a couple of things. Now, to the Jets' credit, they disguised a lot of things. They did a few things very well. It's also why they're a very good defense, but that's no excuse for us. So just some of those things. We had a couple of drops that showed up. Those hurt us. And then defensively is just giving away the chunk plays, The chunk plays hurt. We shut down the run game. But, when we get in those moments, we have the ability to an opportunity to make a play on a ball in the air. We just got to make those.
Keep talking about the players gaining confidence as these wins pile up, but does that hold true for the coaches too? And if so, how?
Well, I think it all goes hand in hand, because I think collectively we all learn. We all learn together. You learn who you can depend on. You learn are you asking the right guys to do the right things in critical moments. And in turn they trust you. So I think it's all encompassing. You really are all in it together. And I think as you grow, you begin to just, you gain trust in each other. Trust's a big thing in this game. It is anywhere. It doesn't matter what you're in, right? Anything in life, but football, it's everything for us. So I think just to have that confidence and trust is big.
It's been 10 quarters since you guys have given up a sack. We talked earlier this year about maybe Goff being contributing to some of those, but just his improved pocket presence, the play of the offensive line. Can you just speak to how those two things have come together and playing really well on that front right now?
Well, you kind of already said it. It's our O-line is doing a really good job. Really good job. We got some really good players up there. I mean, our 2 tackles and Jonah and Frank's out there battling like he does every week. And so they're giving our guy a chance. And when he sits back there and just plays with rhythm and stays on that back foot and is ready to throw, I mean, we're pretty good. But there's so much that goes into it too. I mean, there's an emphasis on our receivers. They got to outrun the D-line. You know, they got to get into their routes faster than the D-line, get to the quarterback. That's part of what we talk about. So, you know, but listen, when you block the way they're blocking up front and you give our guy a chance to see it, we're pretty potent on offense.
What can you say about this run Anzalone is on? Seems like he's really playing his best ball right now since he's been here.
Yeah, he's, you know, I said this numerous times, but last year was the best I'd ever seen him. In all the years that we had him in New Orleans, you know, that was the best that I'd seen him play. And this year is even better. He's playing at a high level. He's the quarterback of our defense. He's versatile. He's a really good athlete. He's smart. He knows exactly what AG's looking for. He knows the situations that come up. He gets everything in order, you know. And he's another guy, man. He's a big locker room guy, man. The guys love him, and you know, they know he'd do anything for him. So he's playing at a high level, and I'm glad we got him.
You know, Dan, you've gone against some really good teams in this. I mean, a win is a win, but you've really handled some pretty good teams in this stretch. What does that mean to you as a team?
I mean, look, just to get another win, you know, the good teams, but I don't care who you're playing, man. To win in this league is a good thing. I don't care who it is. So we found a way to win. You know, we got to win on the road again, and every good team I've ever been a part of, you do a couple of things. Not normally, you do. You win multiple games at multiple points in a season, which we've done. We won 3 in a row 2 different times, and you win on the road, which we're figuring out how to win on the road. So, you know, and that's not by accident. Our guys are playing good football right now.
Rookies really aren't rookies anymore. What have you seen the biggest progression with Aiden up to this point from where he was maybe first month, 2 of the season to just how he's playing right now? What did you like most about that progression?
Well, I think the progression is just overall as the football player in this league, like because that's really what he is. You know, he's a pass rusher. He can pass rush. He's a run defender. Man, he's a run defender. He can drop into coverage. He's a football player. Like, he is versatile. And he's got a knack for run action pass. When they're doing it, he understands. He can kind of sniff those things out. He understands and has a few things in his repertoire as it pertains to rushing the quarterback. He plays stout on the edge in the run game. He finishes. He's high motor. He's got a knack for trying to punch at balls, footballs that is. So he does everything. I mean, he does, and that to me, it's not just one thing. It's the totality of it. He does everything, and has gotten that much better. And really, you could say that about all those rookies. You know, Rodrigo does it. Kirby. It's really all of them.
You have a date on Deshaun, and then, you know, if it is something that's a little bit longer term, what's your confidence level in CJ to backfill that role?
Yeah, don't entirely know. We're getting studies on him right now. I know he was a little tender. You know, the shoulder hurt a little bit, but we'll know a lot more this afternoon. And yeah, certainly CJ's done. You know, he's served in that role, and we'll look at him. We still have Iffy as well, and it'll be the combination of, man, who gives us the best opportunity defensively, but also special teams and the team in general. Man, let's put our guys in a position that are going to help us as a team the most. So we got a couple of options as we move forward.
Is it tough to think about playing Iffy and Kirby just with the communication required at that spot? I mean, you almost need a vet voice back there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is. It is. I mean, you know, you go into all those things. I mean, we're at the point now, and really we've been there, but we're looking for. We need dependability. We need dependability, and we need our football players, man. We don't need speed. We don't need quicks. We need football players. We need dependable football players right now with 3 to go. So that's what's got to be most important. And whoever those guys are, those are the guys who are going to play for us.
You mentioned winning on the road. You guys have won 3 straight on the road. A couple big ones still coming up. So what's been the key to winning on the road? How is that different than winning at home?
I don't know. Look, I think I go back to the hardest thing for the offense is just, being able to function in silent cadence. It's easy to say man, if you're really disciplined on what you do and you get an environment and the crowd noise and the momentum, usually that'll shift to the home team at some point. But if you're very disciplined, you can work your way back out of it. And I think we've done a good job of that. We don't let the momentum go so far the other way. We can't swing it back in our favor. And I just, there again, man, in the some of the most critical moments, we're making the play. We're making the play to finish it out instead of doing the other way that ends up costing us.
You talked about the team you talked about the team playing a little bit nervous at the half. Is that something you'll talk to them about moving forward here as the team has 3 critical games and not letting the moment get too big for them?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I addressed it at halftime, and so they understand. They know that. I don't feel like I need to beat that one over the head. They get it, and it's been acknowledged, and now it's – listen, I think we have a pretty good idea who we are, where we're at, and I think more than anything it's about – look, we've got some guys in this locker room that have won now. I mean, we do, Alex has won, Jamal's won, Brockers has won, Leafs won. And then we got a whole slew of young guys, that don't really know. They don't know any better, and that's kind of a good thing, honestly. They're new to the league, or they don't really know what this is all about, so they're just kind of, hey, you tell me what it's all about. I'm just going to go, though. And so as long as we just keep them focused on their job at hand, working like we have, we got to have a good game plan. They got to understand what the game plan's about, who we're trying to, what are we defending, what are we offensively, what are we attacking, who are we attacking, just like we have every week. And then we got to do the little things, man. We can't turn the ball over, right? We need another takeaway, which we got another one. It was huge. Jerry's takeaway was big. And then the little thing that crept up yesterday was the penalties. Man, we got to, we can't let those in, But if we continue to do that, we'll be tough to beat.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was our head coach, Dan Campbell. Listen, Detroit Lions, I'm going to need y'all, okay, to get that audio fixed. It ain't no reason why you can't get the people some handheld mics or something. I know what they got going on there. They got a boom mic in the middle of the room, and they turn it up, and then they turn it down when Dan talks. And we got to fix that, man. We got to fix that. Get the people some throwaway mics or something, man, because we got to do better than that. But listen, it is a lot to talk about today. Can you see the swag coming from our team? Not only that, I was looking at Dan Campbell and Jared Goff from when they first got here, not even 2 years ago. And they look light years younger, both of them. Jared Goff looks younger. Dan Campbell looks younger. I mean, both of these guys look younger than they are now. And it's only been a year and a half. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. What I heard in that press conference was, listen, we don't need to say it no more. Y'all know we winning. Now, listen, the Detroit Lions, look at what we've done. We have not won 2 in a row since Matt Patricia. We haven't won 3 in a row since Jim Caldwell. And now we won 3 games twice in the same season. What is happening here? What is going on? Now, before we bring in the Khalif Raymond, the locker room celebration, which is fantastic to me. Absolutely great, right? We got to talk about the playoffs. We got to talk about the playoffs. And you know what, y'all? Like I said last week, I really don't toot my own horn, but I'm 43 now, and I've been through a lot of stuff, y'all. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I'm going to toot my own stuff. I'm going to give myself a round of applause. I am. Now, like I've been saying, it's the difference between cockiness and confidence. And I think I haven't had confidence in a long time, and I had to get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's so critical of your opinion on this platform, which is Just like, hey, make a video yourself. It's not that easy, is it? Right? But I have been saying at 1-6, like the draft. It was so long ago that we were talking about the draft, right? Remember this used to be our Super Bowl? That used to be the sound that we are waiting on. This sound here. We used to get giddy, and some of y'all was giddy early in the season. Hey, like I said, shout out to Tank and R&B money, but they got a segment. I ain't gonna say no names. But it was cats out here talking about the draft in week 4, and I refused. I did violate my run rule a couple times. But I refused to do it, man. I refuse to do it. And let me set up the scenario for you. I'm going to set up the scenario for you. That's right. Detroit Lions Forum. Patricia never got 7 wins. I forgot about that, bro. I'm so wrapped up in this win that I forgot Dan Campbell has done something that we haven't seen in 5 years. 7 wins. I don't know how I missed that, bro. When I've been saying that forever. Shout out to you. Listen. The Detroit Lions, 1-6, are on the cusp, the fringes of the playoffs. The playoffs, right, the playoffs. We're on the fringes. We can smell it. We can taste it. It's in the air. It's in the air. All that has to happen in week 16 is for your Detroit Lions, who started 1-6 and have gone 6-1, have exactly mirrored the beginning of the season after 14 games. All they have to do is win, and we need the Seahawks and the Washington Commanders to lose. Oh, boy. And they're not just playing anybody. The Seahawks are playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Washington Commanders are playing those pesky 49ers. If the Detroit Lions win on Saturday, we are the first game on Saturday. We get to sit back and watch the rest of week 16 unfold, and we could be in the playoffs. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Your Detroit Lions in the playoffs in week 16 after starting the season 1-6. This scenario blows my mind. Blows my mind. I can't even believe, I put these videos out. I talk about the playoffs. And I do that because I need to. That's how I need to function. I can't talk about the draft, y'all. I refuse to do it. And on a serious basis. Like, y'all bring it up. But notice how the tone is shifted. Notice how the tone is shifted since we've won these games. Those same cats that was talking about the draft, now they talking about, and I'm going to keep it a buck. It's some people on this platform that was off the bandwagon and now they on it. And I'm sorry. I got comments yesterday about this right here is the dumbest comment I've ever heard. You do not, I repeat, do not get to come back if you left at 1-6. Just stay gone. And we'll see you next year. We will see you next year. You don't get to come back. And as far as bandwagon fans, you are not invited. What I don't understand why we having this conversation. I got a comment in yesterday on my video about I'm wrong about bandwagon fans. You have got to be joking. As a matter of fact, let me do this because I took a screenshot of this from last night. And, we criticize these players, especially us on YouTube, but they're humans. And I told y'all 4 weeks ago this team was playoff watching. And now playoffs starting to come up. Oh, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. You type in Detroit Lions and it is everywhere. What we did yesterday is something we don't do. And I'm sorry, but I'm not giving Pat McAfee credit for brand new. You don't get the same old Lions and then brand new Lions. I know it's a shtick, but you don't get that. You don't get to do that, bro. You was just making fun of us not too long ago. So you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. This is coming from Taylor Decker yesterday after the game. I guess he typed this in his iPhone. He said this. He's talking to the fans here. I don't know what he did with it. If it was he posted it somewhere. It says, coming off this tough, gritty road win, I want to say the outpouring of love over the last week or so has been, after being transparent about past frustrations, has been overwhelming. I say that in the best sense of the word. I probably received over 100 direct messages alone from Lions fans, and it confirmed what I already knew but haven't explicitly said, that our fans are bleeping awesome. I won't let a few bad apples distract me from that. You guys deserve a team to be proud of. All positivity and excitement. If I didn't respond to you, I promise I read every single message sent. I love you guys. And it's hard. I'm not saying like we're not going to get frustrated. We're not going to get upset. This team has a history. And sometimes it's hard to shake that. It really is. But when stuff is happening, and it's happening in a positive manner, we got to give credit where credit is due. Just like I saw today on Bleacher Report. Robert Saleh, this is what he said about Zach Wilson. And I'm going to tie this in to the playoffs and Jared Goff. Robert Saleh blast instant coffee world. I love that. I love that. Instant coffee world. For those of you who don't know, instant coffee comes in a little pack. You don't have to brew it or nothing. You pour it in some hot water and voila. Voila. You have instant coffee. It's not as good, but it's all right. It comes through in the clutch. He's just nitpicked with a fine-tooth comb. Well. That sounds like a quarterback that I know, a quarterback who plays for the Detroit Lions who was nitpicked to death. Jared Goff, efficient game yesterday. He didn't turn the ball over, and all I heard was he missed Jameson Williams. We have got to stop with this. That's going to take us into our next segment very soon. Got a big show today. Jared Goff is fine. He's won in the playoffs. He's been to the Super Bowl. He can help this team win. Now, to bring it full circle, the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell. I think Jared Goff got to be the most nitpicked quarterback in the league by Detroit Lions fans. But those two guys and this team have a chance to go to the playoffs. That's right, playoffs. The same guy who was talking about it at 1-6 is talking about it now. Never backed off. As a matter of fact, the schedule that I predicted is only off by 2 games. Y'all remember back in May, but don't worry because I'm going to make sure I remind you one of these days. I had us winning all 5 of these and then losing to Green Bay. Only because it's in Lambeau. But if the Rams can beat Green Bay tonight, then the Packers are snuffed. They're snuffed. They have nothing else left. So, your Detroit Lions, the rich strike story of the National Football League, shout out to Peter King, is coming up from behind, trying to take this thing. And to complete that story, all they got to do is make the playoffs. That's all they got to do. You couldn't write a better story. But your Detroit Lions, with a win on Saturday, they play the first game, can sit back and scoreboard watch, and all we need is a Chiefs victory over the Seattle Seahawks and a Niners victory over the Washington Commanders. And guess who is in the playoffs in Week 16? That's right, your Detroit Lions. Don't this feel good, y'all? This is fantastic. Like, this, to me, blows anything out the water. Y'all remember how depressed we were at 1-6? I haven't heard C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. Now it's okay with the Rams pick. But if we didn't have the Rams pick, we wouldn't even be talking about the draft at all. JGB says, who do y'all want to lose tonight, though, Rams or Packers? JGB, for me, bro, I want the Packers to lose because what we do not want is Aaron Rodgers to hit them eyes to get bigger, that head to swell up more, that helmet to get bigger, and he on the sideline talking about everybody counted us out. Everybody counted us out, and they wanted to write us off, and we gonna run the table. I want y'all to relax. That's the last thing we need. We don't need big head Mars attacks with any hope. Snuff him out. Snuff him out, especially since the Lions play the Rams week 18. I do not want that to happen. Snuff him out. A victory by the Rams today will essentially snuff out the Green Bay Packers. We're one more win, because I'm going to tell you what, the Lions cannot get into the playoffs with 9 losses. I want that brother snuffed, because either week 18, he's either going to be playing for, I don't know, retribution, or he's going to be sitting on the sideline and we playing Jordan Love. Forget that pick. Y'all know how I feel about that pick. I don't care nothing about that pick at all. At all. Man, it's so much good yesterday. See, I don't understand. Okay, like yesterday, and let's do this. We got a lot to talk about, so I want to make sure I don't overlap myself and get out of control. I want to make sure I don't do that. But listen, man. Now, like I said, the Lions, man, they need to do something with their audio. Fix that audio. Man, you are a $1 million organization. It's a $1 billion organization. Fix the audio. All right. We talked about, let me hit record real quick. We talked about the Detroit Lions and them playing as a team. And I think these wins are coming for, you know how you could tell that the team wasn't playing for Matt Patricia? I think the last time I saw this team play as a unit was for Jim Caldwell. Like, really. Matt Patricia, none at all. Even Dan Campbell's first year, like, they're both trying to fill each other out. They're trying to find their ground, their footing. So I can't really say that I saw it last year. They did, but to the extent that they're playing now, it's unparalleled. It's unparalleled. The Detroit Lions are winning because they believe. They're winning because they are playing as a team. They're winning because they are selfless. That's how you win games. That's how you win the ugly ones. Yesterday was ugly. And we're going to talk about Brock Wright in that play, because I'm telling you, I was ready to Ben Johnson. I was feeling some type of way, but it doesn't matter, because winning covers everything. Winning covers everything. Wasn't the greatest game called by Ben Johnson, but that last play that got us the W, winning covers everything. But if you don't believe that, A, Jared Goff is the quarterback of the future, and B, this team don't believe and they're not playing for each other, take a look at this.
Put the team on his back, boy. Yeah. Boy, put the team on his back. Go ahead.
We will never take away from a win, ever. We will never, because that's a win. It's hard to win in this league. We all know. Nobody knows better than we do. All right? It's hard to win. The reality is we didn't play just a great game. It wasn't the cleanest game we played, man. There was some stuff in there. However, there again, when we needed it, each unit, man, you talk about complimenting each other. You know, we get down there, we don't quite get in offense, but we leave them at the 2. Defense, you stick them down there, and what happens, man? We talk about getting the lead. We talk about Give me my ball here. Because look, we've been close all year, and let me tell you something. This guy right here is an Iron Man. All right? This guy's an Iron Man. He does everything for us.
It's us.
Yes, sir.
I didn't do anything. We did that together, man. Yes, sir. We did that. It's us. We fight down to literally the last second. The last second. That's who we are. So take that. But let that just fester in there. That's us. That's us. I told y'all, we some dogs.
We would not have won that game earlier. Early, before something would have happened right at the end. We figure out a way to win. We are figuring out a way to win, man. That's what winners do. That's what we do. That's outstanding. That's 3. We said, man, 6-game season. That's number 3, gentlemen. All right, let's go get the next one. Bring it out.
Man, hey, and I know y'all feel me when we say this. When I say family on three, y'all know we together, baby. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
And that's your team. That is your team, man. What did you see out of that? You saw dudes coming together. You saw them playing as a team. Talking about family. It sounds like a Fast and Furious movie, don't it? But you feel it, man. It's on the field, bro. It's out there. And Khalif Raymond, this game came down to 2 plays. 2 plays, the punt return, because the Jets defense is stout. If our defense was like that, whew. Now, we top tier in the last couple weeks, bro. Like, we've been playing well. But the Jets defense is fantastic. That right there is a team. Not one man. Brock Wright, they tried to give some love to him. He's like, nope. Khalif Raymond, instantaneous, was like, nope, it's about us. We did that. This team is embodying everything that Dan Campbell said we were going to do. And when everybody was talking about he was a meathead, I know who you are, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to call Dan Campbell a meathead when he first got here. The kneecap speech broke the internet. Laughter all around, criticism. He may not be the best at X's and O's, but he got these guys playing for him. And he's grown since early in this season. What did he say? We wouldn't have done that. We would not have done that in week 1 through 4, 5 through 8. Even him, he's learned. Dan Campbell has learned from his mistakes. And that's how you win games, man. Leaf or Vin Diesel. I'm taking Leaf all day. Vincent says his interview with Danny Rodgers after the game was amazing too. He said no one's ever broken how many tackles by themselves. Who? Brock? We gonna look at that play too. I wanted to make sure I got this segment out the way. But that's a team, y'all. This is a team that is playing for each other. And they're playing to win. And Taylor Decker, we talked about earlier, like they know, y'all. They know we feel the pain. They know we do. And they want to win just as bad as we do. When they lost against the Buffalo Bills and Taylor Decker heard that same old Lions, he lost it. That dude lost it. He wasn't trying to hear it, man. He wasn't trying to hear it, and I ain't mad at him. He lost it, and he's like, no, we're not the same old Lions. And I think SOL is dead. I think it's time for us to say it. The SOL is dead. SOL is dead. Man, but I'm telling you, y'all, this is the team that we've been waiting to see. And you know what? I got to keep it a buck, man. As much as I love Jim Caldwell, but I think that this team here, they're playing some ball. They're playing some ball, man. And I think they're playing like their head coach is. You know what I'm saying? And we are far beyond the grit warriors now. We are winning games. There we go. We're winning games, y'all. And it's nothing better than that. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to bring in something. Here we go. Hopefully the NFL don't give me a copyright claim. But this right here, man. Okay. Let me set it up real quick. Okay, give me a second. All right, there it is. Okay, let me bring this in real quick. Just want to make sure I have it queued up. Okay, I'm going to fade this in, and we're going to talk about this. Let me turn this down because we don't want the sound in here. All right. Let me make sure I got the chat pulled up so I can see what y'all are saying. And I'm telling you, man, I need a producer. I really, really need a producer. Okay, so this right here, this play call right here, Ben Johnson, in my opinion, was not calling the best game. That's just what I think. I'm not saying, he needed to be fired or it was his fault or whatever, but I felt like a lot of the blame could have gone on the play calling, the decision making by Ben Johnson and the staff when it came to offense. The fourth down and run. We didn't need to do that. And what I would have done, I would have put Penei Sewell out there. On fourth down, if you were going to, we know how this defense was against the run, how they are, period. And we're going to run. So I didn't like that. And that was a big turning point in the game. Now, that led to a 3-and-out from the New York Jets. Kylie Freeman with the punt return. So we didn't lose out there per se. I wasn't happy with the play call. But this play right here, this is the fourth down from the Jets 50. Now, this was a 51-yard reception by Brock Wright. And I can only do so much because the NFL, they stingy with their stuff. They don't like to share. I'm not mad at them. So I'm a play it a little bit. It's not going to be the full clip. It's going to be a little bit. Now, you can't see my cursor. I'm going to start looking at film too, man, just to point out plays and stuff that I like. You got Jamal Williams in the backfield. You have St. Brown is, I want to say he's on the bottom of the screen. Now, Brock Wright is off the line of scrimmage. Who is that at the top? That's Josh Reynolds. I wish I could play this whole thing because Josh Reynolds put he had a block at the end of the play that put Brock in the end zone. And you can see he kind of gave up a little bit. Then he started running a little faster, was able to catch that block and help Brock get into the end zone. But the Jets defender, shout out to Mr. Poole, he sent me a link, said that they thought they were going to run it. They were looking for a run or St. Brown, which is, I want to say he's down, right? Is that Chark? So that's Chark, Reynolds up top, and then that's Brown back off the line of scrimmage. And who do you see? Up at the top, beneath, I wish you could see my cursor, beneath Josh Reynolds is Brock Wright. Now, Brock Wright dropped a massive pass earlier in this game. Hit him in both his hands, wide open, missed it. Just missed it. It happens. Drops happen, and he dropped a big one. But this play right here was fantastic. It was very similar to the one that went to Penei Sewell, how there was a guy that was open. Now, watch what happens here, what Brock Wright does. Okay, so St. Brown is in motion, and the play fake was mean too. So the play action was mean. So Brock Wright now, you can't even see him because he's blocking two guys or chipping two guys. You can't even see him. Look at that. He's still on the line right now. Jared Goff is looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's looking in his direction. But coming off the line, right at the blue line, is who else? Brock Wright. Now, this linebacker, I forgot his name, number 57, he had been a nuisance most of the day. Most of the day. So, St. Brown is looking back at Goff. Goff is looking at St. Brown. Reynolds is on the inside. And Chark is taking his man away. Look at where Brock Wright is at. Yeah, C.J. Mosley, that's his name. Look at where Brock Wright is at. I can't remember this guy's name. There's nobody on him. C.J. Mosley, at this moment, is like, ruh-roh. He's like, whoops. And that all happened because Jared Goff is staring down St. Brown. And everybody thought it was a run. But look at something that goes unsaid is Jamal Williams' block that allowed this play to develop. He's on the ground right now, but he went low and saved his quarterback. Brock Wright is wide open. Everybody sees it but the defense. The whole defense, we see it on TV, and I'm like, Jared Goff, if you don't throw this ball. And so here's what happens next. Brock Wright wide open. Jared Goff dime. And at this point, I'm saying to myself, we got the first down. Look at the space around this. Unreal. Now, Josh Reynolds is at the top of the screen. There is no defender literally within, 10 yards of this guy. At this point, I'm saying, man, we got this first down. We're going to live to fight another day. Unreal. I'm thinking Brock is going to get, he's going to get to the 40, 30, step out of bounds, save us a timeout because we only have one, and we need to get it in the zone to win this game. Unreal. Now, because the NFL is stingy with their stuff, we're going to try to go back here. All right. Josh Reynolds is at the top of the screen. Brock Wright right now is at the 19-yard line. I'm saying to myself, this dude could score. He got a choice to make, and I wish DeAndre Swift, made decisions like this. I wish he made decisions like this. Brock Wright sees that Josh Reynolds, who was jogging until he realized that he could actually spring this thing, right? He's jogging at this point. He comes up, he takes the block. Brock Wright has a decision to make. Is he going to stay on the sideline or cut it inside? This block by Josh Reynolds was what made this play go the distance. He's the only one there. There's nobody else. It's him, Josh Reynolds, and Brock Wright. He cuts it inside. Josh got just enough to open that up. Here's my favorite part of this whole thing. Josh Reynolds, we got it. Right there, he already knew. He already knew we had it, and I was like, I love this. The dude ain't even in yet. And I'm like, dude, just fall in. Just make sure when you stop, you're in the end zone. Brock Wright, critical drop earlier. I want to say it was either this drive or the one before that. And he was able to make up for it and then some with a 50-yard, 1-yard catch, his only catch of the game. All facilitated by a great play call by Ben Johnson. 100%. And I might have to invest in the All-22, but what I found out from shout out to my man Gage is that the All-22, if the TV shows All-22, they can give you a claim for that. You get a copyright claim for that. Fantastic. Fantastic play. And once again, this is all because, again, let's see if we can see Jamal Williams. So look at the block. The play fake. He going right down. Jared Goff and C.J. Mosley is lost. He thinks that they're going to the right as well. And Brock Wright is slipping out. What a play call, man. Absolutely beautiful. Very similar to the Sewell one last week, and it resulted in a touchdown. We just wanted the first down. We got the touchdown. Fantastic play call, in my opinion, and it made up for the rest of the day because I was not happy with the play calls. I think we were and I think Dan Campbell said it during halftime. They showed a clip or something. He was saying how, he was being interviewed, and he said we were playing a little timid, like a little scared. And I think that it showed through the play calling. But this right here, this was gutsy. Jamal Williams doesn't pick up that block. This play doesn't happen. Because right at this moment where Jamal Williams is picking up the block, and Jamal wanted to make sure he was down, like 100%. He wanted to make sure he didn't have a chance to even touch JG. Without that block, this play doesn't happen. Fantastic play call by Ben Johnson. Man, I'm telling y'all, it feels good to be a Lions fan right now, and I'm excited about not only the future of this team, but what we have left. What we have left, y'all. This is a big time, and I want y'all to let's try to do something as a fan base. Mr. Poole said he made it sound like they're saying only the Giants are a real family. Only the Giants are a real family, like the other teams are saying it's a fake. Wait, what did I miss? What did I miss? What's up, Gary? What's going on, bro? Man, you know how long that would take? Single dad, that would take a minute, bro. I'm only one dude, bro. So what happened, though? What happened? What am I missing? But listen, this team we got something special going here. And don't give up yet. Let's not sell this team short. What I mean by that is we know we got to win. We know we got to win. We know we have a good chance to win. I saw a graphic last night that the Detroit Lions have a 47% chance to beat the Carolina Panthers, a 60% chance to beat the Bears. And we can't take any team for granted. We know that. And thanks to that tie, we can only lose one more. Okay, go back and read what I said before that. All right. Y'all asking me. Oh, Lord. Kayvon Thibodeau made a comment about teams calling themselves family. What did he say? Listen. Mr. Poole, don't get me started on Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau was a dog last night. He was a dog last night. But he don't fit. He doesn't fit in Detroit's scheme. He just doesn't. And when I say scheme, I mean team. You see the little pose he did? I thought it was cute. The pose he did with his hands on his cheeks, staring at the camera. Come on, bro. But he won that game for the Giants yesterday, no doubt. That was the Kayvon Thibodeau that the fans want to hear in Detroit. But him, I tried to tell y'all, bro. The Lions don't. This is my belief. They don't want a guy who's going to skip his bowl game. They do not want that guy on his team. That guy does not fit on the Detroit Lions. Are you trying to get your bag? Yeah. Is it your decision? Totally is. But the Detroit Lions took two dudes in the NFL draft who did not skip the bowl games for a bag. One got hurt, one didn't. Jamison Williams is a football player. Aiden Hutchinson, a football player. I think Kayvon Thibodeau got mad skill, but he don't fit on our team, but that I don't even know why I'm talking about it. The Giants picked him up. I knew when we were talking about him leading up to the draft, but no, Kayvon Thibodeau, the Lions sent 7 scouts to see him play. So what? He doesn't fit. By the way, the Panthers are going to come out swinging because we play on them on Christmas Eve, and they wanted to get in their bag. We'll do this one thing, and we got plenty of time to talk about this during the season. I appreciate y'all. 94 people in here, man. We're going to top 100 one day. We really are, man. Shout out to you guys. I did see somebody last night, though, that said he was, I'm sorry, y'all. It's just some creators and some media outlets I can't respect, man. I just can't. It's funny how we changed, man. Funny how we changed. Now we all pro Dan Campbell, pro Jared Goff. It grinds my gears, man. It grinds my gears. The NFC South is wide open. The Bucs had a disaster yesterday. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do this. Because I haven't put any content on NFL Syndicate in a while. So let's do this and we'll wrap it up. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to David Pike and the New Era Lions. That will be on Saturday, tomorrow's show. And I might be on, y'all. I might be on, even though Nick is on as well. But I might be on. The NFC South has to be the worst division in football. And it's sad. It's sad that a team from the playoffs has to go. But the NFC South has to be the worst division in the National Football League. You don't believe me? Let's talk about it. Want to hear it? Here it go. Every team in the division is under 500. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's time for Tom Brady to pack it up. You got to go, Tom. Some people say you the GOAT. You got the most championships, more than any team combined. But it's time for you to go ride your horse out into the sunset because Brady looked pedestrian yesterday. And after the most turnovers, I think, in his career in one half or one quarter, the Bucs drop to 6-8 on the season. Do you know that the Bucs are 6-8 and every other team is 5-9? The Carolina Panthers play the Detroit Lions this coming Saturday, and they can still win the division at 5-9. The entire NFC South is up for grabs. The Saints won their game yesterday. They beat the Atlanta Falcons to stay alive. And at 5-9, 5-9, 5-9, 6-8, the entire division is up for grabs. I am very curious to know who's going to go to the playoffs. And not only that, they host a game. And they are going to host, most likely, the Dallas Cowboys, who secured a playoff spot yesterday. So in the NFL, on the NFC side of the NFC conference, there are 2 spots available. 2 spots available. Zay says the Bucks will win it with the 9-8 record. Okay, Zay, I don't have their record, their schedule pulled up at this moment, so I'm not sure who they play. That means they need to win out. They are the best in that division, says Lions Mania. I don't know. You give up a 17-point lead and score no points in one half and be the best. Gee, I don't know. Can we really call the team the best? So the division winner gets planted on live TV come playoff time. Yes. The division winner, they get a home game. All the playoff games are on TV. But the division winners get a home game. And right now, it's looking like the Washington Commanders got to go to U.S. Bank Stadium and play the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles would have the first seed. They can lock that up, I think, with the win over Dallas next week. The third seed is the San Francisco 49ers. And right now, they are going to host the New York Giants. That's how that's going to go. But I think that quite possibly both the Giants and the Commanders are going to fall out of the playoffs, and I think the last two spots will be Seattle, Detroit. You know, to be crazy, though, is if I haven't done the math, but I don't know if all three of those teams can fall out. I don't know if all of them can fall out. I'm not sure. But the NFC South is a bad division. It's horrible. And every team in that division is under 500. Think about this, y'all. The Detroit Lions have a better record than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they didn't start 1-6. They didn't start. I don't even know if the Buccaneers have been 500 this year. I don't see the Panthers, Saints, or Falcons winning the division, but that's what I think. Okay, well, the issue is for the Panthers, they play the Lions. And if the Lions beat them with 2 games left, they'll have 10 losses, and they will probably be done. So the Carolina Panthers are playing for their playoff lives right now. As a matter of fact, we got time. We got a little more time in the segment, so let's see. Let me pull it up and see what the schedule is for these three teams. Wow. We're doing NFL news. Willie McGinnis arrested for felony assault. Isn't he on a show? Isn't he on NFL Network or something like that? Wow. I was trying to look for the NFL website, and that's the first thing that popped up. Felony assault? Yeesh. Wow. What network is he on? I think it's NFL, right? Man, oh, man. Ooh-wee. Okay, let's see. So let's do this. Let me pull up the schedule, and let's see what's happening for the remainder of the season. All right, so pay attention because I'm only going to do this once because I don't want to. The NFL is, you got to go to the person's website, the team's website. All right, so the Falcons play the Ravens on the road. The Carolina Panthers play the Lions at home. The Saints play the Browns on the road. That's going to be a good game. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Arizona Cardinals, who were eliminated from playoff contention. That's Sunday night at 8:20. So I think you guys might be right. You might be right. Because the Cardinals have, I think they signed David Blau. They got eliminated yesterday, and they had Trace McSorley at quarterback. Because Colt McCoy got knocked out. I don't know if he'll be back. So that might be a dub. Most likely. The Saints and the Browns are fighting for playoff position. So the Falcons lose that game, and I'll just pick the Lions being biased. So if the Bucks win, they go to 7-8, and every other team loses, that'll put every other team at Ooh, 5-10. 5-10. And with another win in week 17, then the Tampa Bay Bucks could win the division. Wow, Willie McGinnis arrested on felony, not misdemeanor, y'all, felony assault. I'm kind of curious. I want to know what he did. Week 17, the Falcons then host the Arizona Cardinals, so they could win that game. The Saints play the Eagles. Ooh-wee.
Oh, my God.
But will the Eagles have the number 1 seed locked up? That is a concern for also the Detroit Lions. They need their help. And then the Carolina Panthers play the Buccaneers in week 17. Well, that's going to be tough. And you know what? Just because I want to see this thing through, let's see who is playing. The Bucks play the Falcons, week 18. These are all to be determined. The Carolina Panthers play the Saints. Well, there you go. So, I don't know, y'all. I think this could come down to the last week of the season, especially with that loss yesterday. I don't know. I think it's going to come down. I'm going to call it right now. It comes down to the end of the season because 2 of these teams play each other. They play each other a lot. So, I'm going to say that the division winner for the NFC South will be decided the last week of the year for the NFC South. Now, just because I'm going to be messy right now, I want to know what happened. And we'll wrap this up. It does say around the NFL. Wow, McGinnis being held on $30,000 bail. Okay, he was arrested this morning at 7:30 a.m. for felony assault charges. The details surrounding his arrest were not immediately known, but online records show that his bail was set at $30,000. McGinnis is due in court next on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Wow. So McGinnis is currently sitting in jail. He can make bail and has a court appearance that needs to be made tomorrow. Ooh-wee. Man, oh man. Willie McGinnis. So it's going to come out as to what he did later today because you know TMZ going to be all over it. But, well, okay, let me ask y'all. Y'all think he get fired? I was just about to ask you, Lions Mania. Do you think he gets fired? I say yes, depending on what he did. Wow. So there you have it. We were talking about felony assault with a deadly weapon. Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, man. Okay, it says McGinnis turned himself in to police in connection with an assault that allegedly occurred within the past 2 weeks. What did he do with a deadly weapon? Oh, my God. Wow. Yep, but then now he's done. He is sayonara. He's out of there. Come on, y'all. We got to be smarter than this, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got all this money, all this fame, and you still can't. Wow, that's tough, man. That is tough. We going to find out, though, Lions Mania. We going to find out. Well, anyway, y'all, what a way to end the show. Hey, Larry, Willie McGinnis, bro. Willie McGinnis allegedly assaulted someone and turned himself in on felony assault charges. And somebody said with a deadly weapon. So, yeah. Sit on that. But go back, watch the whole show, man. We had a good show. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, tomorrow is Touchdown Detroit Lions at 5. I'm not going to say whether I'm going to be on or not because every time I say something, I'm on. So I'm just going to let y'all find out. But, man, the Detroit Lions, what a game. What a time, man. 3 games left. Would they win over the Panthers? So for those of you who celebrate Christmas, your Christmas present, one of them, could be the Detroit Lions being in the playoffs. You hear me? You hear me? The Detroit Lions, with a win over the Panthers and a loss by both the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders, your Detroit Lions are in as early as week 16. Now, if one of those teams win, then we got to press it back to week 17. It could come down to a Green Bay Packers game. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of fact, you know, we can't ever end the show when we're supposed to. I want to know something real quick. Because I believe that the Green Bay Cheesehead Packers will be eliminated with a loss tonight. So, Detroit Lions fans, you got a decision to make. Mine is already made. I want the Packers to lose, period. I can't stand them, and I say forget them picks. By the way, they cut Sammy Watkins, the Packers, that is. Well, wow. Okay, playoff scenarios. Okay, this got messy. Hold on. This got super messy, man. The AFC. Okay, let's look at the NFC. Because I was looking at one thing and found another. All right. The Minnesota Vikings, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles have all clinched a playoff berth. The New York Giants can clinch on, wait a minute. The New York Giants can clinch a playoff spot with a Detroit Lions win, a New York Giants win plus a Lions loss, or a Seattle loss, or a Giants win plus a Detroit loss plus a Washington loss, or a Giants win, a Seattle Seahawks loss, and a Washington loss. That is huge. That is huge, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh. Man, that took the sales right out of me. So we need the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the brakes off of the Giants. Oh, so with a Giant win, they still need Detroit and Seattle to lose, Detroit or Washington to lose, or Seattle and Washington to lose. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a second. Oh, my God. This changes everything. I'm sorry, y'all. I did not intend to stay on this long. But this changes everything. Oh, my goodness. Does anybody hear what I'm saying? Has anybody put it together? Wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm kind of in shock. I'm kind of in shock here. Okay, no, that's 4 spots. That's 4 spots gone. Okay, whew, man, I was about to say. So so nothing changed. Man, whew, I miscounted. Oh, man, whew. Look, I done forgot what I was talking about, but I don't care. Oh, my goodness. All we care about is the Lions. Lions can be in the playoffs. Okay, y'all. I'm out of here, man. I am out of here. I will see y'all when I see you.